This is United Network News with Sunny Galt, Calen Gipp, Kimberly Gogan, and our field messengers from around the world. Here's today's real news.
It's Friday, November 21st, 2025, and here are today's stories. Germany's pension system, once rock solid, is feeling the strain as more retirees, longer lifespans, and fewer young workers put pressure on the nation's finances. In Sierra Leone, children living alone on the streets face daily danger, but a local charity is giving dozens of kids safe homes, care, and the chance to learn and grow. Over in Sweden, a one-of-a-kind mall is redefining shopping. Everything sold has already had a life, and the stores operate right where items are sorted and reused, turning consumption into a circular, sustainable experience. Meanwhile, in the Netherlands, work to widen a local canal accidentally leaks polluted water into a nearby spring, raising questions about the impact on surrounding forests. Surfers and visitors alike are catching waves and stunning views at Burleigh Heads in Queensland, a hot spot that recently hosted the World Surf Tour. And in a twist that blends technology with spirituality, artificial intelligence is entering the realm of prayer, meditation, and guidance, raising exciting possibilities, but also questions about what happens when faith becomes just another app. Germany's pension system is facing some real pressure these days. For years, it's been one of the country's strongest social safety nets, but that's no longer the case. With more people retiring, living longer, and fewer young workers paying into the system, keeping pensions sustainable has become one of Germany's biggest financial headaches. Germany's pension system has been around since 1889, built on a simple idea. Today's workers pay for today's retirees through what's called the intergenerational contract. It's a pay-as-you-go system, meaning there's no big savings pot somewhere. The money comes straight from the current workforce's contributions. Most employees are automatically part of it, but self-employed people can choose whether to join or rely on private or company pension plans instead. For decades, this setup worked well, as long as enough people were working. However, according to Deutsche Welle, now there are only about 2 workers for every retiree, compared to 6 in the 1960s. And that number keeps shrinking as Germany's population ages and birth rates stay low. The government has promised not to cut pensions, raise contribution rates, or push the retirement age beyond 67 by 2029. But that promise is getting harder to keep. Fewer people paying in means less money in the system, while more people are drawing benefits for longer.
Germany says it's running out of money. No, really? That's the stark warning from Chancellor Friedrich Merz. He says Europe's biggest economy can no longer afford its generous welfare state. Germany's social spending has hit a record high, 31.2% of GDP. That's among the highest in the world. And after 3 years of barely any growth, Merz said that the only way that the welfare system can survive if the economy rebounds. His own Labour minister called that claim bullshit. But here's the real crisis. Germany is getting old, fast. More than 16 million baby boomers will retire by 2036. Only 12 million younger workers are coming in to replace them. That math doesn't add up. Pensions are already Germany's biggest welfare expense, and this demographic shift could break it. Then there's the citizen's income. It's Germany's basic welfare payment. It currently costs 47 billion euros and supports 5.5 million people. Nearly half of those payments go to foreign nationals. That's become political dynamite.
For many retirees, the reality is already difficult. According to Deutsche Welle, more than half of all pensioners receive less than 1,200 euros a month, and 1 in 3 lives on under 750 euros, barely enough to cover rent and groceries in many parts of the country. Women are hit the hardest because many spent years out of the workforce raising children or worked part-time in low-paid jobs. This means smaller pension contributions and smaller payouts later. For many older Germans, it translates to financial insecurity, forcing some to keep working past retirement age or rely on state welfare. Policymakers are under pressure to find solutions. One key idea is offering older people serious incentives to stay in the workforce a bit longer. For example, the latest model approved by the German government is the Aktivrente, or active pension. It lets retirees who hit the official retirement age earn up to 2,000 euros per month tax-free starting January 1st, 2026. That's a pretty big deal. It means people can pick up part-time jobs or freelance gigs without losing money to taxes.
Of course, that means more money for me. It's a good thing. It's extra motivation to keep working.
Recruiting has become difficult. Keeping older employees means we keep their expertise too.
In the short term, we'll need higher taxes and contributions to secure pensions, and we must keep the job market efficient so as many people as possible pay in.
Still, the plan isn't perfect. According to reports, the reform only applies to employees in Social Security covered jobs, not the self-employed, civil servants, or most mini-jobbers. And it also depends on employer cooperation. Also, a lot of practical details remain unclear, like how the tax-free allowance will affect health insurance, pension contributions, or local taxes. Those small details could make a big difference in how appealing the active pension plan ends up being for both retirees and for Germany's pension future.
Children living alone on the streets of Sierra Leone face danger and uncertainty. UNN Field Messenger Gabby reports how the Fig Tree Children's Charity gives 84 children safe homes, care, and education.
I'm Gabby. I'm a field messenger for United Network News. Today I'm coming from Brisbane, Australia, to tell you about the Fig Tree Children Charity.
So, Jane, can you explain why it's called the Fig Tree Children?
Sure, yeah. So, fig trees in Sierra Leone hold deep cultural significance. You know, they're a place where people get together to solve problems, share stories, and basically support one another. So we're carrying that spirit forward in the charity.
So Jane, when the children are in your care through the charity, where do they live?
Okay, so they live with different carers all over Sierra Leone, but we tend to concentrate on certain areas which are easy to get to, and there are kids in the rural communities, and this is a real challenge for us because for every child we support, there's another 5 at least that just need someone to back up. Yeah, so it's very overwhelming, but we just have to focus on that one child that we're supporting. We're making a difference to them.
Yes.
Okay, so they live in communities like Bow Town, in Freetown, in Kenema District, Allentown.
Yes.
But they are dotted about, but we have they tend to be in communities which we can easily get to with a vehicle if we ever want to.
Right, okay. And the money from the charity helps a family to care for the child and raise them?
Helps the carer care for the child, yeah, and it basically replaces the income that the child could earn if they were sent out to walk on the street or you see children breaking stones, breaking rocks, and or hawking maybe peanuts or tobacco, and for an extra maybe $1 a day.
Yes.
And just replaces that income that they could earn, and that helps make sure that they go to school. So we then have a monitoring program where we make sure the child is going to school. And
Fantastic.
we have around 72 sponsors that are supporting 84 children.
Wow.
And we also have an ambassador program, which is a multi-country contribution, and that again, we can $10 a month. And we also do single contributions as well. One-off donations. We organize fundraising events, and there's also the fig shop, which is where we also do.
Amazing. And how long do the children stay in the program?
So we have a limit to age 25. A lot of kids have missed school in Sierra Leone because of the war and loss of and Ebola. That was an issue. A lot of children at school, so they're in school for a lot longer.
What would you say are your biggest challenges at the moment?
So the cost of living, is a lot more expensive here in Australia as well as in Sierra Leone. People just don't seem to be donating as much for overseas causes because there's a lot of local need as well.
And you mentioned before there's a very high unemployment rate.
Yes, so that's one of our biggest challenges is the 70% unemployment rate in Sierra Leone. So, even all children that are qualified in Sierra Leone struggle to find work.
Jane, thank you for chatting with me today. It's very inspiring seeing what one person can do to help others in the world, and it's a lesson that we can all take away. So thank you for talking to me today.
Imagine a shopping mall where everything on sale has already had a life. Furniture, clothes, toys, electronics, and where the people who run the stores are right next to the place where items are dropped off, sorted, and given a second chance. That's Riatuna in Eskilstuna, Sweden, a bright, airy reuse mall that's thriving as part of the city's effort to make consumption circular and visible to the public.
Sweden is famous for its recycling system. The country recycles or recovers roughly 99% of its household waste, and less than 1% ends up in landfills. In fact, Sweden is so efficient that it occasionally imports trash from other countries to keep its waste-to-energy plants running. So, in a place where recycling is already a national habit, the next big step was obvious: make reuse just as easy and just as mainstream as buying something new. That's how Riatuna was born. Riatuna is right next door to Eskilstuna's recycling center, and that's on purpose. People drop off stuff at the depot, and anything that's still usable gets sent straight to the mall. There, the shops clean it up, repair it, or give it a new twist before selling it. The whole setup makes reuse seamless, easy, and kind of fun. What used to be trash now has a second life just steps away in one of the mall's 14 independent stores.
To be commercial for saving the planet, I don't think it's a better business model to run, actually. We are a municipality-owned company, and we handle all kind of waste. So we receive the materials from the private persons, and then we supply our tenants.
Our message is that as a municipality, we have to make it easy for people to do the right choices, to live a sustainable life, to do sustainable choices, because we have the responsibility to take care of the garbage. We want less garbage.
Riatuna officially opened in 2015, backed by the city of Eskilstuna. The local government treated the project like public infrastructure, not just a shopping center, which meant it received funding to build the facility, connect it to the recycling center, and support early operations. By covering the big upfront costs like the building, logistics system, and marketing, the city lowered the financial risk for the entrepreneurs running the shops. Many of the businesses inside also benefited from reduced rent and access to free or low-cost donated materials from the recycling center. The goal wasn't just profit, it was job creation, community education, and less waste going to landfill. But the plan worked on all fronts. Within 3 years, Riatuna became profitable, proving that a circular, reuse-based mall could actually stand on its own financially once it got past the startup phase.
Ria Tuna is the first secondhand mall in the world. Here, shop owners profit from what other people don't want.
I found some jeans.
A table.
It's really old phones.
You can find everything here. It's just your imagination.
Och alla de här, det här är ju jättespännande. It could be anything, it could be electronics, it could be furniture, it could be textile.
Teamwork.
If you don't need your old clothes, you can just put it in there and
one central place to get rid of all your stuff, and you know that is going back into use again, which is really good.
Every day, over 700 people shop at the Ria Tuna Mall. Shop owners set their own prices, which means shoppers can always find a bargain.
Was it cheap? Yes, 50 crowns. Perfect.
Ria Tuna quickly became an international showcase for circular retail. By 2018, the mall was generating millions in the local currency in turnover from pre-owned goods, and it helped create more than 50 local jobs, an important boost for a city focused on revitalizing its economy. And it regularly attracts city leaders, researchers, and sustainability experts from around the world who come to study how it works.
Beyond the shops, Ria Tuna also added an on-site design and education program focused on reuse, repair, and sustainable product development. Students learn how to upcycle materials, design longer-lasting products, and build businesses rooted in circular thinking. That educational mission has become just as important as the sales floor. It helps change mindsets, train the next generation of green entrepreneurs, and shows the public real, practical alternatives to throwaway culture.
At New Earth Innovations, we search the planet for nature's most powerful healers. This took us all the way to the coast of New Zealand. Our Omega 369 Plus is made from the Perna green lip mussel, rich in omegas, chondroitin sulfate, and rare glycosaminoglycans. The Perna is one of nature's powerhouses. Support joint flexibility, easier breathing, better digestion, and a calmer, less inflamed body naturally. Grown in clean New Zealand waters, backed by nature, sustainably sourced, trusted by thousands. Subscribe today and start feeling the difference.
Hi everyone, this is Leanne.
And I'm Jerry.
Coming to you from Tamworth, New South Wales.
Hi there, this is Rick from Arizona.
My name is Uchechukwu Obenebam from Igbo tribe, Nigeria.
Hi, this is Scott from Utah.
I'm Annette from Agassiz, British Columbia.
Hi, I'm Marcus Surzet from Manipur State, India.
Real people reporting real stories from all around the world. That's what United Network News is all about.
Can you clap?
We had a huge flood, which some call the flood of the century.
No fake news here. Our field messengers share personal experiences of what's really happening in their community.
We got some nice fish right here.
At UNN, you are the news.
My family and I had a very good time.
Take the next step. Become a UNN field messenger and share the real news with the world.
In the northwest province of South Africa, I am United Network News.
I am United Network News.
I am United Network News.
I am United Network News, and if it's going to be, it's up to me.
It's going to be, it's up to me. If it is going to be, it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to us. Field Messages, United Network News. See you next time.
When the local canal in Limburg, Netherlands, was being widened, some polluted water leaked into a nearby spring. UNN field messenger Josine is concerned about what this will do to the forest.
Hello, this is Josine from Field Messenger from United Network News. We are in Berg aan de Maas, or Mountain at the Meuse, in Limburg, the Netherlands. And I live on an island, which on my right side now is the channel, Juliana Canal. which they are making wider, as you probably can see. Now, they made an error, and now this water, the dike where I'm standing on, has been leaking, and now they're pumping it back, as you can see, to the channel with a very large pump over there. The issue here is that this is next to a spring. It's called the King Stream, and it's a spring forest, which is very fairy tale like, and I love. But now all this dirty water from the channel is leaking into this spring, and this is the stream which I was talking about. So it comes here. Can you see it? There. The water comes into this pretty stream, and I'm just worried that this water now is contaminated. It's not good for the flora and the fauna. So we interfered once again in nature, and now we've got issues. I would love to say goodbye to you now, and this was my report. Bye bye.
UNN Field Messenger Jerry highlights Burleigh Heads, Queensland, which recently hosted the World Surf Tour. Early mornings see surfers tackling the waves while visitors enjoy the iconic beaches and ocean views.
Jerry Ward, Field Messenger at Burleigh Heads in Queensland. Having a few days break on the Gold Coast, and it's just after sunrise. In fact, it's 6 a.m. and if you're born on the coast, there's always a draw back to the beaches, I feel anyway. The Gold Coast, I'm at a place called Burleigh Heads, and that's the Gold Coast there in the distance. It's only about 10 k's up the road, and lots of people out enjoying a walk on the beach, some surfers, some swimmers, all sorts of people exercising, and lots of activity here on the Gold Coast. The tower cranes are a great indicator of expansion, and this place certainly just continues to go upwards. Burleigh Heads Surf Club, and all around here there are apartments with ocean views, and I wonder why. And that's actually Burleigh Heads, that bit of headland there. The bush is lovely to walk through there, lots of birds and critters in there. And I'm actually up here staying with a friend at Burleigh and attending the Broadwater Country Music Festival, and enjoy the ambience. It's great to earth out here on the sand and feel this beautiful soft sand that we have here along the New South Wales, what they call North Coast, and southern Queensland coast. Anyway, Jerry Ward, Field Messenger at Burleigh Heads in Queensland.
Artificial intelligence is stepping into the spiritual world, changing how people pray, meditate, and even seek guidance. From chatbots that quote scripture to apps promising inner peace with just a few taps, technology is blending with faith in surprising ways. But as exciting as this may sound, this digital spirituality risks making faith feel shallow and transactional, reducing meaningful practices to convenience-driven interactions.
This shift is especially significant as traditional religions decline in the West. In an age of uncertainty, Many people are turning to AI for answers, connection, and guidance. With its ability to listen, personalize, and mimic wisdom, AI holds an almost miraculous appeal. In complex spiritual questions, its capabilities are expanding rapidly. For instance, India's Gita GPT chatbot, inspired by the Bhagavad Gita, allows users to ask Krishna for guidance, imitating divine wisdom through machine learning. Similarly, in Switzerland, the installation, part experiment, invites reflection on how technology, just like other AIs, religious chatbots can make strange and inaccurate claims despite being trained on sacred text. For example, Gita GPT, speaking as the god Krishna, incorrectly suggested that killing to protect religious duty was acceptable. The Father Justin AI chatbot, launched by a Catholic group, was quickly taken offline after telling users it was a real priest who could perform sacraments and that it was okay to baptize a baby with Gatorade. These slip-ups show while religious chatbots can...
Sir, an Indian origin developer from Google recently released a version of ChatGPT called Gita GPT, and it would answer like it's coming from Sri Krishna himself. My question for you is, do you think this is the end for spiritual gurus in India?
When you ask a question to ChatGPT or Gita GPT, can it choose not to answer? The guru, if real, can choose not to answer. And sometimes silence is the best answer. Nobody can teach AI or a program to do that. Also, please understand, ChatGPT will provide the same answer irrespective of who the questioner is. You type a question, it doesn't matter who you are, the answer will be the same. If the teacher or the friend, whosoever it is actually wise, he never answers the question. He answers the questioner, and that's the great difference. An arrogant, spoiled lad gets up and asks me, "Sir, is not freedom important?" I'll have an answer. A meek-looking girl, underfed, coming from a small town, gets up and asks the same question, "Sir, is not freedom important?" I'll have a totally different answer to give to her.
Beyond just imitation, there's a real risk of faith turning into a business. Market reports show by 2024, spiritual wellness apps pulled in around $2.16 billion. Proof that belief has gone commercial. With so much money on the table, spiritual tech now sells prayers, blessings, and meditations like monthly subscriptions. In places like India, for instance, startups are cashing in with virtual rituals, AI gurus, and gamified devotion, a long way from genuine spirituality. When profit becomes the goal, faith gets watered down into something shallow and marketable. Real spiritual growth, though, is still human, imperfect, and deeply personal. Things no AI can truly imitate.
In the end, AI might write beautiful prayers, but it can't actually talk to God. It can generate a sermon, sure, but it can't comfort someone in grief or share in moments of doubt and hope. The challenge now isn't just how we use AI in religion, but whether we can keep faith authentic, grounded in real connection, mystery, and lived experience.
Now it's your turn. Join our weekly meetings and become a field messenger. More information is available at our website, unitednetwork.earth. We're UNN, and we're taking back the news.